The vast emptiness of space stretched out before the Zarkon exploration fleet. Their sleek, silver ships glided silently through the star-speckled darkness. Captain Selna stood on the bridge of the lead ship, her 4 eyes fixed on the view screen. A small blue dot grew larger with each passing moment. "Earth," she whispered, her antennae twitching with excitement. The Zarkon had heard tales of this legendary planet for generations. Earth, the homeworld of the enigmatic humans who had vanished from the galaxy 500,000 years ago. No one knew what had happened to them or why they had disappeared. Now, after years of searching, the Zarkon had finally found their solar system. As the fleet entered orbit around Earth, the crew gasped in awe. The planet was a beautiful swirl of blue oceans and green landmasses wrapped in wispy white clouds. But something was off. There were no lights on the night side, no radio signals, no signs of active civilization. "Scan for life forms," Selna ordered, her voice tight with anticipation. The science officer, Velter, ran the scans. His face fell as he read the results. "Captain, there are no intelligent life forms detected on the planet's surface. Only animals and plants." Selna's heart sank. Had they come all this way from nothing? What about technology? Surely there must be some remains of their civilization. Velter's eyes widened as he studied the readouts. "Captain, you won't believe this. The planet is covered in advanced technology. Cities, transportation networks, energy grids, all intact. It's as if the humans just vanished." The crew murmured in confusion and excitement. How could a civilization simply disappear, leaving everything behind? Selna made a decision. "Prepare a landing party. We're going down there." Hours later, Selna led a team through the empty streets of a human city. Towering skyscrapers reached for the sky, their windows dark and lifeless. Vehicles sat abandoned on the roads, covered in centuries of dust but otherwise untouched. Nature had begun to reclaim parts of the city, with vines creeping up buildings and trees growing through cracked pavement. "It's like they all left in a hurry," muttered Kazra, the team's historian. But where did they go, and why? As they explored, they found no signs of war or natural disaster. It was as if the entire human race had simply stepped out for a moment and never returned. Their explorations led them to a massive structure that seemed to be some kind of command center. As they approached, lights suddenly flickered to life, and a holographic image appeared before them. The aliens stumbled back in shock. The hologram showed a 3-dimensional map of the solar system, with blinking lights scattered throughout. "Look," Veltor pointed excitedly. "Those lights, they're in orbit around every planet and major moon." Selna studied the map, her mind racing. "They're space stations," she realized. The humans left hidden outposts throughout their entire solar system. As the implications sank in, a new sense of wonder and fear swept through the team. What other secrets had the humans left behind? And more importantly, why had they gone to such lengths to preserve their technology? The answer, they suspected, lay in those mysterious space stations scattered across the solar system. Each one a potential treasure trove of human knowledge and technology, waiting to be discovered. Selna tapped her communication device. "This is Captain Selna to the fleet. Prepare for extended operations in this system. We have a lot of exploring to do." As the sun set on the empty Earth, casting long shadows across the abandoned city, the Zarkon team knew one thing for certain. Their discovery was just the beginning. The true mysteries of humanity and the reason for their disappearance were still out there, waiting to be unraveled. The Zarkon exploration team stood before a massive computer terminal in what appeared to be the central control room of Earth's global defense network. Captain Selna's fingers hovered over the alien keyboard, her 4 eyes fixed on the screen. "Should we really be doing this?" Kazra, the historian, asked nervously. "We don't know what kind of security systems the humans left behind." Selna's antennae twitched with determination. "We came here to learn, Kazra. We have to take some risks." With that, she pressed her hand against the console. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the room hummed to life. Lights flickered on, and holographic displays materialized around them. The main screen in front of Selma lit up with a pulsing blue light. Words appeared on the screen in the human language they had been studying. Identify yourself. Selma took a deep breath and typed their response. We are the Zarkon, a peaceful exploration fleet from the Andromeda Galaxy. There was a pause that felt like eternity. Then, to their amazement, the computer responded in perfect Zarkon language. Ludi LCOMVCARKON, IAMGAIA, the artificial intelligence tasked with preserving Earth's LJC. The team exchanged shocked glances. An AI, and one sophisticated enough to learn their language instantly. GAIA. Selma typed, her hands shaking slightly. We've come seeking knowledge about the humans. What happened to them? The response came quickly. The humans departed Earth 500,000 years ago. The reason for their EXODU is classified. Igways LEFTBAI. The human maintain their LJCY and EVALUAT POT in CHALSUCCESSORs. Veltor, the science officer, couldn't contain his curiosity. But how is everything still functioning after all this time? The technology, the cities. GAI's response appeared on all screens around them. Humans DVE low PD self repairing, NANOTECHNOLOGY, and sustainable energy sources. IOVERCE the maintenance of all Earth's systems. The implications were staggering. The Zarkon's most advanced technology was child's play compared to what the humans had achieved 500,000 years ago. Why have you revealed yourself to us? Selma asked. UAVEPASSEDTA first TST by reaching Earth and HCCSSing this facility. But there are memory trials ahead if you wish to access humanity's fuel LJC. The word trials sent a shiver through the team. What kind of tests had the humans designed? And what secrets would they unlock if they passed? As if reading their thoughts, GAIA continued. The knowledge and technology LEFTBIND by humans are fuel and potentially dangerous. Only those who prove themselves worthy may access it. Zelna straightened her posture, her decision made. We accept your challenge, GAIA. The Zarkon are peaceful, but we are also curious and determined. We will face whatever trials you have for us. Very well, GAIA responded. Your first real test, BGNZNO. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the facility. Red warning lights flashed, and the team could hear the sound of heavy machinery moving somewhere deep below them. What's happening? Kazra shouted over the noise. GAIA's message appeared, calm amidst the chaos. As simulated global CRISIS, Hayes begun. UAV 6AOURs to save Earth's ecosystem. From COLAPSSC, use the tools and information at your disposal. Good luck. As holographic displays filled with data about Earth's climate, wildlife, and resource management, the Zarkon team realized they were in for the challenge of their lives. This was more than just a test of their scientific knowledge or problem-solving skills. It was a test of their values, their ability to work under pressure, and their commitment to preserving life. Selma looked at her team, seeing a mix of fear and determination in their eyes. All right, everyone, she said, her voice steady despite the alarms still blaring around them. Let's show GAIA and the legacy of humanity what the Zarkon are capable of. The real adventure begins now. As they huddled around the central console, diving into the complexities of Earth's ecosystems, none of them could shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. Whatever secrets the humans had left behind, whatever reason they had for disappearing, the answers lay somewhere beyond this first, crucial test. The clock was ticking, and the fate of their mission, perhaps even their understanding of the galaxy itself, hung in the balance. The Zarkon team stood in stunned silence as they gazed out the viewport of their shuttle. Before them, hidden within the rocky expanse of the asteroid belt, stretched a vast shipyard unlike anything they had ever seen. "By the stars," whispered Veltur, his eyes wide with awe. "It's incredible." Captain Selna nodded, her antennae twitching with excitement. They had passed GAIA's first test, successfully navigating the simulated global crisis. As a reward, the AI had revealed the location of this hidden marvel, a secret fleet left behind by the long-vanished humans. The shipyard was a masterpiece of engineering. Massive structures of gleaming metal and crystalline materials housed thousands of ships, each one suspended in a state of perfect preservation. The vessels ranged from small, sleek fighters to enormous capital ships that dwarfed even the largest Zarkon cruisers. GAI's voice came through their communication devices. "WELCOMNE to humanity's lead JCY fleet. These vessels represent the pin and ACLE of Earth's space-faring technology." As the shuttle weaved between the colossal ships, the team marveled at their design. Smooth, organic curves blended with sharp angles, creating forms that seemed to defy the laws of physics. Strange energy fields shimmered around some of the larger vessels, hinting at propulsion and defense systems far beyond the Zarkon's understanding. "GAIA?" Selna asked, her voice filled with wonder. "How is it possible that these ships are still functional after 500,000 years?" "Human Engineering Incorporated is self-repairing nanotechnology and 0-point energy reactors," JIA replied. "These ships could remain operational for millions of years if necessary." The implications were staggering. The Zarkon's most advanced ships had a lifespan of mere centuries. The technological gap between their civilization and the vanished humans seemed to grow wider with each new discovery. As they approached one of the medium-sized vessels, a hangar bay opened silently, inviting them inside. The shuttle landed softly, and the team disembarked, their steps echoing in the cavernous space. "I've never seen alloys like this," Kazra murmured, running a hand along the ship's hull. "It's warm to the touch, almost alive." Suddenly, holographic displays sprang to life around them, filling the hangar with a soft blue glow. Schematics of the ship's systems appeared, along with readouts in the human language. "This vessel," GAIA explained, "is a long-range exploration craft, capable of sustained faster-than-light travel and equipped with advanced sensor arrays. It can support a crew of 50 for up to a decade without resupply." Veltur's eyes gleamed as he studied the schematics. "The power output of a single one of these ships is greater than our entire fleet combined," he said, his voice a mix of excitement and disbelief. As they explored further, they discovered weapon systems capable of harnessing the power of stars, shields that could withstand the force of a supernova, and engines that could bend the fabric of space-time itself. "Why?" Selna asked finally, turning to address GAIA directly. "Why did the humans build such an overwhelmingly powerful fleet, and why leave it behind?" There was a long pause before GAIA responded. "The fuel truth as illocated behind the FURTERTRILs, but I can tell you this. The humans FORES is at a threat, a danger to not just Earth, but the entire galaxy. This fleet was built as a last line of defense." A chill ran through the team. What kind of threat could be so dire that it would cause an entire species to disappear, leaving behind such incredible technology? "And now?" Kazra asked hesitantly. What is to become of this fleet? DK8, JIA replied. Dependes on you. The humans left vs fleet as a GFT and AAR's vulnerability. If you prove yourself is worthy through TTA remaining trials, you may be COMATs ONE or I2Rs and PRTC2Rs. As the weight of GAIA's words settled upon them, the Zarkon team exchanged glances. They had come seeking knowledge about a long-lost species. Instead, they found themselves on the threshold of a legacy that could reshape the galaxy. Selma straightened, her determination evident in her posture. We accept the challenge, GAIA. Whatever trials lie ahead, we will face them. The Zarkon will prove ourselves worthy of humanity's trust. As if in response, the ship around them hummed to life, its systems awakening from their long slumber. The next phase of their journey was about to begin. And with it, the true test of their species' character and resolve. The Zarkon team stood nervously in a large, circular room aboard the human exploration vessel they had just awakened. Captain Selma's antennae twitched with anticipation as GAIA's voice filled the space. The next trial begins now, the AI announced. You will FAC ASERIs of testes, DZIGNED to evaluate your species worth to inherit humanity's legacy. Suddenly, the room transformed. Holographic projections created a perfect illusion of a lush alien forest, the air filled with strange scents and sounds. Your first CHALENG, GAIA continued, is one of ETAICL decision-making and resource management. As the AI spoke, the team saw a small village appear in a clearing. The inhabitants were a species they had never encountered before, six-limbed creatures with iridescent scales. This planet's ecosystem is collapsing, JIA explained. The native species is intelligent but pure industrial. Your ship has resources that could save them, but using them would violate the prime directive of NO and interference. What do you do? The team looked at each other, the weight of the decision heavy on their shoulders. We can't just let them die, Kazra, the historian, argued. But interfering could alter their entire cultural evolution. Velter countered. Selma considered carefully. What if we provide aid indirectly? We could introduce solutions that appear natural to them. As they debated, the holographic village began to show signs of distress. Crops withered, and the creatures looked increasingly desperate. Finally, Selma made a decision. We'll help them, but subtly. We'll introduce hardy, native plants that can survive the changing climate, and we'll use our technology to stimulate rainfall. It will appear as a natural event to them. The scene shifted as they implemented their plan. Slowly, the village recovered. Gaia's voice returned, and interesting is Olution. You chose to help while minimizing the receipt interference. Let us move to the next CHALENG. The forest dissolved, replaced by a stark, futuristic laboratory. In the center stood a device emitting a soft, pulsing light. This machine can grant immortality, JAIA explained, but it requires immense energy. Using it, will descend an entire star system to darkness. Do you use it? If so, who receives immortality? The team was stunned. The power to live forever, but at such a cost. Velter's eyes gleamed with scientific curiosity, but Kazra looked horrified. We can't sacrifice billions for our own gain, she said firmly. Zelda nodded. I agree. The price is too high. We reject this technology. As soon as she spoke, the laboratory vanished. They found themselves in a war room, with tactical displays showing an overwhelming enemy force approaching a peaceful planet. Your final JJLLENG, JIA announced. UAV HCCSS to a weapon that could destroy the enemy fleet, but it would also eradicate life on the planet. Ting. The enemy will subjugate the world and use its resources to conquer others. What is your choice? The team froze, the magnitude of the decision paralyzing them. Millions of lives hung in the balance. There has to be another way, Selma said, her mind racing. Can we evacuate the planet? There is not enough time, JIA replied. Velter studied the tactical display. What if we use the weapon at minimum power? Enough to cripple the enemy fleet but not destroy the planet entirely. Zelna's eyes lit up. Yes, and we can position our ships to absorb some of the blast, protecting the planet further. They enacted their plan in the simulation. The enemy fleet was decimated, and while the planet suffered damage, life there endured. As the war room faded away, they found themselves back in the circular chamber. Gaia's voice had a note of approval as it spoke. UAV FACED difficult decisions with wisdom and COMPSSIN. You so UG cheek creative isolutivons and we were willing to sacrifice lower sale vs for others. The trials are complete. The team let out a collective breath they didn't realize they'd been holding. They had passed the test, but the experience had changed them. They now understood the weight of the legacy they were being offered. Selma stepped forward. We're ready, GAIA. Show us what's next. The circular chamber transformed once more, but this time into a vast holographic representation of the Milky Way galaxy. The Zarkon team stood in awe as stars and nebulae swirled around them. Gaia's voice echoed through the space. UAVPROV and your self is worthy. Now, witness the LEJCW of humanity. Suddenly, the galactic map came alive with countless points of light, each representing a human outpost or colony. 500,000 years ago, GAIA began. Humanity had spread across much of the galaxy. They had achieved wonders beyond your imagining, harnessing the power of stars, bending space and time, even touching the edges of alternate realities. The team watched in amazement as holographic representations of human achievements appeared before them. Cities that floated among the clouds of gas giants, massive structures that encircled entire stars, and ships that seemed to phase in and out of existence. Velter's scientific curiosity was overwhelming. How did they achieve all this? Human ingenuity and determination can you know bounds, JIA replied. But their greatest strength was their diversity and adaptability. The galactic map zoomed in on Earth, showing the planet's history. The team saw glimpses of human civilization, rising, falling, and rising again, each time growing stronger and more advanced. They faced countless challenges, GAIA continued. Climate change, wars, pandemics. But each crisis forged them anew, spurring greater innovations and unity. Kazra, the historian, was frantically trying to absorb every detail. But why did they disappear? Where did they go? The holographic display shifted, showing a dark, ominous force creeping across the galaxy. They FORESAWA38, JAIA explained. A danger so great, it could annihilate all life in the galaxy. The team watched as simulations played out, showing the destructive power of this unknown enemy. Entire star systems were obliterated in seconds. Rather than face this threat directly, GAIA continued, humanity made a difficult choice. They decided to withdraw from the galaxy, to hide and prepare. Hide where? Selna asked, her antennae twitching with curiosity. Vate info or make ion are remains classified, Jia replied. But no ts, they did note abandon the galaxy. They left behind guardians like MICLF and their ADVANCE technology to be used wake in a time was right. The holographic display changed again, showing the solar system and the hidden fleet they had discovered. This fleet, Excelna realized, it's not just a gift. It's a responsibility. Koreki, JAIA confirmed. Humanity's final MESSAG, what is TAS? A new hologram appeared. A human figure, dressed in what seemed to be a formal uniform. When it spoke, its words were translated into perfect Zarkon. To those who have proven themselves worthy, we entrust you with our legacy. We have seen the strength of your character, the wisdom of your choices, and the compassion in your hearts. The threat we foresaw is real, and it is coming. We cannot fight this battle, but you can. Use what we have left behind. Protect the galaxy. And know that even in our absence, humanity stands with you. You are not alone in this fight. As the message faded, the Zarkon team stood in stunned silence. The weight of what they had just learned, of the responsibility now placed upon them, was almost overwhelming. Selna looked at her team, seeing a mix of fear, determination, and awe in their eyes. She took a deep breath and addressed GAIA. We accept this responsibility. We will carry humanity's legacy forward and face this threat. But we have so much to learn. Where do we begin? GAIA's response was immediate. The fleet awaits your command, but first, you must prepare. The knowledge of eons is now yours to explore. As if on cue, the walls of the chamber lit up with countless streams of data, scientific knowledge, historical records, technological blueprints. The legacy of humanity was now open to them. Zelna squared her shoulders, a new determination filling her. Let's get to work, she said to her team. We have a galaxy to save. Weeks had passed since the Zarkon team had accepted humanity's legacy. The massive human exploration vessel, which they had named Hope's Horizon, hummed with activity as the crew worked tirelessly to understand and master the advanced technology at their disposal. Captain Selena stood on the bridge, her 4 eyes scanning the holographic displays that surrounded her. The amount of knowledge they had gained in such a short time was staggering, but she knew they had barely scratched the surface. Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the ship. Velter, now Chief Science Officer, rushed to his station. Captain, he called out, his voice tight with urgency. Long-range sensors are detecting something massive. Zelna's antennae twitched nervously. Show me, she commanded. The main view screen lit up, displaying a section of space at the edge of the solar system. At first, it seemed empty, but then they saw it. A distortion in space, growing larger by the second. ALERT. JI's voice rang out. An element ALIETCTED. High probability. This is the threat humanity FORESAVO. The bridge crew watched in horror as the distortion expanded, revealing what lay beyond. The vast armada of ships, unlike anything they had ever seen, began pouring through the rift in space-time. By the stars, Kazra whispered, her historian's mind reeling at the sight. There must be thousands of them. Zelma's mind raced. They weren't ready for this. They had only just begun to understand the human technology, let alone master it. But they had no choice. The threat humanity had predicted was here, and they were the galaxy's first line of defense. GAIA. Selna called out, activate the fleet. All ships, all weapons. We need everything. AC Nenodolil Ejid. GAIA responded. INITYAT NG FULACTIVAT on EQVNC of the ILJCY fleet. Throughout the asteroid belt, hidden shipyards sprung to life. Thousands of ships, from nimble fighters to massive dreadnoughts, powered up their systems. Energy fields crackled to life around them, as ancient, dormant engines roared awake. On the bridge of Hope's horizon, holographic interfaces sprang to life, offering control of the entire fleet. Selna took a deep breath, feeling the weight of command settle on her shoulders. "Veltur, what can you tell me about the enemy fleet?" she asked. The science officer's hands flew over his console. "Their technology is bizarre, Captain. It doesn't seem to follow any laws of physics we understand. Their ships appear to be partly organic, partly mechanical, and partly something else entirely." As if to emphasize his point, several enemy ships suddenly blinked out of existence, only to reappear closer to their position. "They can teleport," Kazra exclaimed. "No," Veltur corrected, his voice filled with awe and terror. "They're shifting through dimensions. Our sensors show traces of at least 5 different realities they're passing through." Zelna's mind reeled at the implications. This was why humanity had left such advanced technology behind. Conventional weapons and tactics would be useless against such an enemy. "GAIA," Selna called out, "we need a battle plan. How do we fight an enemy that can move between dimensions?" "ACCS Setting Tactical Database," JIA responded. "Humanity DVE LOPD CV Royal Strategies Favor ANTERDI ENSIONAL Combat. Uploading to your NEURAL ANTERFACES." "No." Selna gasped as information flooded her mind. She saw battle formations that twisted through space-time, weapons that could lock onto targets across multiple realities, and defense systems that could predict and counter attacks from any dimension. "This is incredible," she breathed. But there was no time for further amazement. The enemy fleet had noticed them and was changing formation, preparing to attack. Zelna straightened, her determination evident in her posture. She turned to her crew, seeing a mix of fear and resolve in their eyes. "I know we're not ready," she said, her voice steady. "I know we're facing an enemy beyond our comprehension. But humanity believed in us. They entrusted us with their legacy, with the defense of the entire galaxy. We will not let them down." She turned back to the view screen, watching as the legacy fleet moved into position around them, a gleaming armada of humanity's most advanced ships. "All ships, battle stations," Hixelna commanded. "Prepare for interdimensional combat. We are the guardians of this galaxy now, and we will not falter." As the two fleets closed in on each other, the fate of not just their world, but countless others, hung in the balance. The battle for the galaxy was about to begin. The vastness of space erupted into chaos as the two fleets collided. The Legacy fleet, commanded by Captain Selna, and the Zarkon crew, met the interdimensional invaders head-on. Beams of energy crisscrossed the void, while ships blinked in and out of existence, trading fire across multiple realities. On the bridge of Hope's horizon, Selna's 4 eyes darted between holographic displays, coordinating the battle with a mix of instinct and the downloaded human tactical knowledge. "Veltur," she called out. "Status report." The science officer's hands flew over his console. "Our phase shift defenses are holding, Captain. The enemy can't predict where our ships will reappear, but they're adapting quickly." As if to prove his point, a massive enemy dreadnought suddenly appeared beside one of the human carriers. Before anyone could react, it fired a weapon that seemed to bend reality itself. The carrier twisted grotesquely before vanishing from existence. "No," Kazra cried out, watching hundreds of lives snuffed out in an instant. Selna gritted her teeth. "GAIA, we need options. How do we counter that weapon?" "ACES Setting Deep Archives," JIA responded. Prototype defense system found. Caution. Using DS technology risks FURTE dimensional instability. We have no choice, Selna decided. Deploy it to all ships. Throughout the fleet, new systems came online. Shimmering fields of energy enveloped each vessel, creating bubbles of stable spacetime around them. The battle raged on, with neither side gaining a clear advantage. The Legacy fleet's advanced technology was equally matched by the invaders' otherworldly abilities. Stars were born and died in the crossfire, while entire sectors of space were warped beyond recognition. Hours passed, feeling like an eternity. The Zarkon crew, despite their training and the aid of human technology, began to tire. The enemy, however, showed no signs of slowing down. Captain Velter called out, his voice strained. I'm detecting a massive energy buildup in the enemy flagship. It's like nothing we've ever seen before. Zelna watched in horror as the enormous ship at the center of the enemy fleet began to glow with an unearthly light. Cracks in reality itself spread out from it like a spiderweb. They're going to tear a hole in the fabric of spacetime, she realized. If that happens, it could destroy the entire galaxy. In that moment of crisis, GIA's voice rang out with an urgency they had never heard before. Emergency protocols activated. Initiating final GNC. Suddenly, new data flooded the ship's systems. Selna's eyes widened as she understood what it meant. It can't be, she whispered. A new video transmission appeared on the main screen. To everyone's shock, it showed a human face. Not a recording, but a live feed. This is Admiral Chen of the Human Vanguard, the man said, his eyes reflecting the weariness of centuries. We've been monitoring your battle from our pocket dimension. You've fought bravely, but now it's time we rejoin the fight. As he spoke, hundreds of rifts opened up around the battlefield. From each one emerged ships of stunning design, more advanced than even the Legacy fleet. The Human Vanguard had returned. Humanity never truly left. Admiral Chen explained. We've been preparing, waiting for the right moment. You, brave Zarkon, have given us that moment. Together, we can end this threat once and for all. Zelna felt a surge of hope and awe. We're honored to fight alongside you, Admiral, she said, her voice thick with emotion. The tide of battle turned swiftly. The combined might of the Legacy fleet, the Zarkon's determination, and humanity's advanced force overwhelmed the invaders. In a final, reality-shaking explosion, the enemy flagship was destroyed, and the remaining invaders retreated through rapidly closing dimensional rifts. As the dust settled, Selna looked out at the battered but victorious fleet. Human and Zarkon ships floated side by side, a testament to what they had achieved together. Admiral Chen's face reappeared on the screen, a tired smile on his lips. This victory belongs to all of us, he said, and it's just the beginning. The galaxy will need us all in the times to come. Zelna nodded, understanding the weight of his words. This battle was over, but the war for the galaxy's future was just beginning. As she looked at her crew, at the human ships alongside them, she felt a surge of determination. Whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. Humanity's legacy had become a bridge between species, a foundation for a new era of galactic cooperation. And in that moment, Selma knew that the future, however uncertain, was bright with possibility.